Good afternoon, everybody. It's Cindy with Candles and Supplies. And today we're doing our final and last holiday prep. I have a few checklists, things that we do here getting ready for the holiday season, things that I see customers doing for the holidays and stuff like that. Everybody's busy here for anticipating fall and the holiday season and stuff, and it's kind of stressful. It's good to keep yourself in check and make sure that you have everything too. So give us a shout out if you're out there. Make sure you can hear us and everything. Christine's trying to get on and moderate and everything too. I did put a link to today's presentation right in the chat there. So let me know if you can't see it too. We'll also post it in there for our Instagram people to where you can go directly to this presentation. Or if you're watching it later, watching the replay, you can go to the presentation as well and get the slides. So it'd be nice to print out and kind of review and stuff like that. So it's nice if anybody does our strategic planning class at the end of the year. This kind of ties in with it as well too. It's more holiday focused, but it's about, thinking about what you're going to need for the holidays, getting ready. I always find that it's much easier to sit back and plan. Plan what you need, plan what's going to happen, plan what you're going to do, and then you can just execute and not worry about things. By taking a lot of things off your checklist and reviewing this ahead of time, you're ahead of the game and you're ready to go for the selling season. So without any further ado, just give me a shout out if you can hear and see everything. Say hi, say who you are and where you're from and everything too, just to make sure everybody can hear and that type of thing. So make sure all of our technology is working. So I am technologically challenged sometimes. So hopefully you can all see my screen where it says fall selling prep and checklists. I'm going to go through the slides here. If you can't see, make sure to let me know. If you can see, throw a thumbs up or wave or, shout out or whatever you can to let me know that you're seeing it. So anyway, okay. So this is kind of an overview of the slides that we're going to do today. So a few things that you want to check. You want to review your business essentials, review your products and pricing, inventory your raw materials, product photography and descriptions, create your seasonal promotions, plan social media campaigns, and then create a customer engagement program too. We'll go through each of these, slowly and talk about them as we go along and stuff like that. Feel free to ask questions as we go along too. Make sure to post your questions in there, because if you have a question, somebody else that's watching or watching later is probably going to have the question too. If you don't ask it, then nobody gets it answered. So it's important. I like when people ask questions and engage. I always want these to be engaging so that everybody learns something. So, by business essentials, this is the things that for me, they kind of weigh me down. If I have to think about these things, if I have to think about when my contracts renew, my software contracts, my website contract during the busy season, it's like too much to think about. So I like during the busy season just to sell and help people ship orders, get things done, do our events and everything like that. I don't want to worry about like when our website renews. I don't want to negotiate contracts. I don't want to think about insurance renewals or anything like that. So, or processes. So first one, your bookkeeping systems, however you keep track of your stuff, whether it's, a shoebox full of receipts, or if you have, QuickBooks, or how it is, make sure that are you up to date on everything? Are you caught up on stuff? Do you know your costs on everything? Bookkeeping in check is because a lot of these future screens that we're going to go through here has to do with, your costs and products and pricing and stuff like that too. So if your bookkeeping systems if you're behind on it and stuff like that. So you'll want to catch up on that first. And then any licenses. So if you're selling, whether you have a store, you're selling at craft shows, however you're selling, check to make sure all your sales tax licenses, any vendor licenses, any special things that might be expiring, you want to renew them now, renew them right away. That way you don't have to think about it. You're all set, renew it, print out what you need, send to whoever what you need and everything. It's all done. Insurance, make sure that I always try to set all my renewal dates for, the slower months here, like May and June. That way, as we're negotiating, there's more time to negotiate. I'm not worried about like being in the middle of the busy season. We have a million orders to ship, and now my insurance guy wants to talk about different plans. I don't want to think about that then. I try to set my renewal dates out of season, but there's still time if you haven't done that, get them done now. So set your insurance to renew, make sure that you're insured. That way you don't have to think about it. You can just go through the season, do your thing, and have that not be in your way. Make sure all your coverages are up to date. Make sure it's adequate. If your business has grown, make sure that you have upped your limits for your inventory or your sales or whatever you need to do. And, by the same thing, if you're going to be doing outside shows this year and you've never done outside, make sure your insurance covers that. If you're not doing outside shows and you're paying for outside shows coverage, make sure that you get that removed because you're not doing that anymore. Just make sure that, what your insurance people think you're doing and what you're actually doing is there so that you pay the right premiums. Any contracts that you have. So any contracts with customers, vendors, anything like that. So customers, if you have any private label accounts that you're producing for, try to find out what they need ahead of time. That way you can have it made for them and stuff, or put it on your plans and your calendar to make it for them. And vendors, if you agreed to purchase X amount of product within a certain amount of time, make sure you're still on queue. You can adjust now or wherever. We take a lot of pre-orders from people too that, if they use the same type of wax or whatever jars, and they're like, okay, I'm going to need 10,000 from September to December. I'll pinpoint like, okay, what dates do you want them? When do you want us to ship them to you and stuff like that? So that way they get them. We have them here and we can ship them out. So make sure you're up to date on all that stuff. Any subscriptions, emails, graphics, if you're Canva, whatever you use for your graphics or email or anything like that, make sure they're all up to date and they're all set and everything too. And then funding, that was hard for me to word on there. Review your funding sources, whether it's credit card or you have a line of credit or, bank accounts or whatever. And, make sure there's sufficient funds. Well, it never seems like there's sufficient funds. You have to create a budget and make sure that you purchase what you need to stay within your funding limits and stuff like that. So make sure your funding's in place, make sure your credit cards are fine if you're using credit cards, and make sure, they're paid and up to date and they're not going to cut you off and that type of thing. So make sure there's plenty of places to fund your business out of. So, all right. And then next, you want to take a review of your products and pricing. So really analyze your products. Okay, what sold, what didn't, what am I going to make again this year? Discontinue any products that aren't selling. Like if it didn't sell last year, the year before, it's probably not going to sell this year. You can also change it, maybe change your labeling, maybe change your marketing on it, kind of, come out, make it look like a new product, but it's the same product, that type of thing. So decide if it's just the way you're marketing or it's just something that's not selling. And discontinue anything that's not selling, and then decide on any new product launches. If you're going to come out with anything new, it's a lot easier to decide ahead of time and plug in like, okay, my holiday line, I'm going to launch, October 1st or something like that. So it's a lot easier to figure it out now what you're going to do than like, oh, should I add it, this and that? And it's a big way to blow out your budget too. If you try to add too many things at the last minute and stuff, you're better off like deciding what you need, what you're going to do, and go with it from there. So, all right. And then last but not least, review your pricing. Increase or decrease as necessary. So I'm seeing, I go visit customers and check out their products, and I'm seeing a lot of people didn't keep up with like the higher prices and costs and stuff like that. So make sure that your prices are right in there. So, because it's easy, shipping went up for everyone. I know it's killing us here and stuff like that. So shipping went up, a lot of things went up and stuff like that. Make sure that there's enough room in there. Make sure you're charging enough for your products to make it worthwhile for you too. I was just visiting a customer the other week, and I went in and I bought some product from her. I bought some soaps, and she's like, that'll be $4.52 for this gorgeous bar soap. And I'm like, is that your wholesale price? She's like, oh no, that's my retail. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? So we took a walk out, and I'm like, you need to raise your prices. Like everything needs to come up. So it was just and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you need to do that. So review your pricing and stuff. So make sure that you're in line. And then, on other things, we have been seeing some price decreases on stuff. So, if your costs have decreased, and you can, sell it for cheaper or whatever, or if you're buying in bulk and you weren't buying in bulk. So make sure that you do that too. Usually things don't decrease too much, but sometimes they do. Maybe you've found a better method, or maybe you've got a bath bomb press or something. You're making bath bombs a whole lot less. So, maybe cut the price 25 cents or whatever, if you can. If not, I always recommend charging, the most that you possibly can, because there's so many expenses that you can't even account for when you're creating your products and stuff like that. You're better off having a little extra margin there just for this, that, or whatever. And then try to estimate your sales for each product. This is hard, but try to estimate your sales. This would be good for your production too. If you can figure out, okay, on this product, on this candle, I need to make, like 24 of them. I want to sell 24 the whole holiday season. I'm not going to make all 24 now. I'm going to use up all my materials or whatever. But, if I sell 24, I'm going to make, um, 8 of them this month, 8 of them next month, 8 of them the following month. Keep in mind, you're going to be very busy selling, doing shows, packing, unpacking. Maybe you ship your products, you'll be shipping them. So you may not have as much time to make things. It's always better to make things ahead of time too, but try to estimate the sales for each product. Create a forecast. That way you can, as you're planning your budget and what funds you have available and everything too, it's easier to budget your money and order what you're going to need for when you're going to need it. So, and then that one. So then inventory your raw materials. Do you have enough of what you use to make your product to make what you're going to estimate it to sell? So if you're planning on selling 1,000 candles and you only have 50 pounds of wax, probably not going to get you through. So figure out what you're going to need. It doesn't mean that you have to buy it all right now. But, if you're estimating to sell 1,000 candles, they're 16-ounce candles. You need 1,000 pounds of wax. Well, maybe you'll buy 500 now, 500 next month, whatever. But it kind of creates a budget, and you'll know what to expect instead of being surprised, like, oh my God, I have no wax. Now I have to buy all of it. And how much do I buy? You'll know ahead of time. You're being proactive. And then this is a big one too. Is there anything you already purchased, but you didn't get to try yet or didn't get to use yet? Now's a great time. Test it, develop products out of it, create seasonal specials. Maybe it's something that, okay, it's good, but I don't know if I'm going to add it to my permanent line, whatever. Do that first. Get rid of your stuff. It'll make more room for you. It'll create more, money to where you can buy other stuff too. So develop and get it out now. So use the existing inventory you have before buying new stock. That keeps everything fresh too. Make sure to use up your fragrance oils before buying new fragrance oils. Keeps it fresh. You get fresh stock and everything for your new products for the fall. And then plan out, what do you need, how much. Again, you can put this in a spreadsheet, however you want to do it. You can write it on a napkin, however you need to do it, because that really helps you set your budget and figure out your funding. And, you can always adjust based on, if you're more like, I can only make things a week ahead of time or 2 weeks ahead of time, 1 or 2 shows ahead of time. You really get to know, like, what you're going to need, because if you go to a show and maybe it's raining or snowing in September and nobody comes to the show, like, that's kind of extreme. It's probably not going to happen. But if you have a bad show for some reason, or the promoter forgets to promote it, nobody shows up, you have that inventory. You don't need to buy more inventory, so you can just adjust your sales and inventory figures at that time too. So but you do want to order your supplies as early as possible to avoid shipping delays. So, we get busier, things slow down here, now everybody's used to same or next day service, but sometimes it gets backed up 2 to 3 days. And then also the shipping companies, the post office, UPS, FedEx, they're going to get behind too. They're not going to, it's not going to be like if you're normally a next day, well, maybe it'll be 2 days. So you can't count on everything coming in right away. So if you can order them, as early as possible, you have them there, it's better off. You have it there. You're not going to be short. Everything's good. So, all right. And then product photography and descriptions. So if you're doing social media or if you have a website or whatever, so you can, read over these things now and look over them and stuff. You can come up with some compelling descriptions about fall and stuff and the holidays, get people in the mood. So you're kind of in charge of getting people in the mood too. So your products will help them get in the mood for fall. Take your pictures. So if you're taking new pictures, take pictures with like autumn themes. So get like autumn leaves or whatever, go to a craft store, buy like silk flowers or something, make it feel fallish. Go out in nature, pick some pine cones and pine needles and things like that. So go out in nature and get some things too, and take your product pictures with those, and really, really adds to the fall vibes and the holiday vibes. So, And that way you can, if you update your product photos, you can have like a cohesive look to, your website and your social media, any, displays, pictures that you have for your craft show displays too. Makes it all cohesive if you have the same pictures going on with everything. So now's a good time to get that done. So if you already have it done, excellent. If you have product photography but it's not really fall themed, don't worry about it. You can go in, edit your pictures, add frames, that type of thing to make it feel fall, or pop your pictures into like a fall themed flyer or something like that. So it will still still make your products feel fall without having to like go and retake pictures of everything too. So, all right. Create seasonal promotions. So yeah, get out a calendar, figure out what seasonal promotions you're going to have and stuff, like add new fragrances. Everybody likes new things and stuff. I love new things. So add new fragrances for fall, for Halloween, for holiday, whichever holiday you celebrate, New Year's, part of the holidays, no matter what you celebrate, is, partying, getting together with family and friends, good times, catching up, that type of thing. So, fragrances that enhance that mode and everything always sell well. So whether you're doing air fresheners or candles or soaps or bathroom soaps or whatever you're doing, new holiday fragrances and stuff. Maybe you can have like this month, September is going to be my apple and pumpkin month. I'm featuring apple and pumpkin fragrances. October is going to be my cranberry month. November is going to be my spicy month. And December is going to be my holiday only month. So you can really, whatever fragrances you have, you can tailor it towards the different promotions in the month. So this is a big one too. So bundle or create gift sets for your existing products. So take your existing products, match them up together, make them find friends, put them in a little bag and stuff like that. Customers love this. They want gift ideas. They want it to be simple. They don't want to pick out your different products and put it together. They want something like, okay, here's a gift set. Here's a skincare gift set. Here's, a trio of candles that all look nice together in beautiful colors and stuff like that. So they make very, very nice gifts. It makes it very easy. So if you think about it from your customer's point of view, and I mean your point of view, so when you're holiday shopping and everything, you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do. If you can make the decision easier for them by creating nice gift sets and stuff, you'll sell more products and they'll be happier too. So, and it gets more products into more people's hands too. So make sure to have all your labels on there that are good. That way, whoever gets this product as a gift knows who to come back and get more from. Super, super important. So you can also create like limited supply or monthly special products. So, like I was saying, like apple or pumpkin month for September, or cranberry month, or cranberry week, or apple or pumpkin week, however you want to do it. So for this week only, this is what products we have to sell. Kind of estimate what you'll use. It never fails. Like after you run a promotion, people are like, oh, I was on vacation, I didn't see that, or oh, I just got your email, or everybody always wants it afterwards. So even if you have a few left over afterwards, you will probably sell them because people don't like to miss out on anything. So all right. And then next, plan your social media campaigns. If you do social media, get your planner out, develop a content calendar with some engaging posts. To kind of build anticipation first. You could do a post of what you're making, say it's apple or pumpkin week, and here I'm making these fun pumpkin products, and then people be like, oh, what are you making? Well, then your next post can be like, all right, these are done, to get it out there so people know what you're doing. So sometimes it's easier for me to just sit down and with a blank piece of paper and mind map ideas. So mind mapping is just where you take a blank piece of paper and just write down. It can be chaotic. It can be, you can always straighten it up again, but just think of things like, I'm going to have an apple week. I'm going to have a pumpkin week. I'm going to, make Halloween zombie candles, whatever you're going to do, just write it down on paper. And then you can take each one of them, plug it into a calendar. It makes things so much easier if you just get some ideas down on paper, and then you can fill in your calendar later. If you sit there with a calendar, sometimes you get like analyzation paralyzation, where you're looking at the calendar, you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But if you have a bunch of ideas and everything that you have to fit into the calendar, makes it so much easier for me anyway. So that's how I like to do it. All right. And then customer engagement last. So think about how to stay connected with your customers. So send out email newsletters, letting them know what you're up to, what specials you're running, what bundles you have, what gift sets you've created, that type of thing. So send out an email. Emails are kind of forever. So social media posts, you make them and you may or may not get seen, especially if it's a business page, and then they're gone. People are on to like the 30,000 other social media posts, they say. But emails people keep in their inboxes. If it's something that they don't want, they'll look at it, delete it, or if it's something that they want but not now, they'll snooze it or look at it later. But that doesn't happen really with social media posts. Once you post it, it's kind of gone. They have to search for it, and a lot of times they don't do it, but emails they keep in there. Share some behind the scene glimpses, like I was saying, of your creative process, whether it's, me sitting down, mind mapping all of our promotions, or, this is what I'm making, or, here's me pouring wax. People love that stuff. So they want to know like what's behind the process. They have an easier time supporting you. When they know what you're doing and how you're doing it, it's handmade. You have a handmade product, show them how handmade it's making to be. So, all right. And then always solicit feedback. I don't like that word solicit, but always ask your customers what they want. So a lot of times they'll tell you whether you want to hear it or not, but no, it's a great source of information. So customers know what they want. They know, what that they're looking for and stuff like that. So it makes it a lot easier, because a lot of times, if one customer wants it, 10 others did too that you didn't know about or didn't say anything. So, but if it sounds like a good idea and stuff like that, they're like, all right, let's do it. So, all right. And then next I set up like kind of monthly calendars about what to think about each month, and what to do. It falls into the previous slides too, but kind of where the mass markets are feeling and stuff like that and everything. So in September, the first holiday shoppers are out there. There's always that group of people that want to get their holiday shopping done and stuff, and they do it in September. It's a very small group. It's not a big group. So none of us in this business do it. So we're all so busy this time of year that we don't really get to it till the last moment. So it's nobody in the candle and soap business, but everybody out there buying candles and soaps and everything. So the first holiday shoppers are out there. Like once the kids get back to school, they're like, okay, I'm Christmas shopping. So you want to make sure that you're kind of ready for them, or have a plan or something, or take pre-orders if you don't have stuff made. But they're out there already. So the marketing focus for September is, autumn, Halloween, apples, pumpkins, spicy, warm things. And again, it doesn't matter if you make candle soaps, whatever, these are just themes. And what you want to do for planning is, what holiday products will you offer? Think about that. Keep that in your mind. These are things that you can think about too, like when you're sleeping or at random, like when you're driving, like you're driving, where you're going and stuff like that. So your mind can kind of wander and think about, okay, what kind of things do I want to bundle together and everything. But make sure you keep like a pen and paper so you can pull over and write down your ideas and don't lose them. So, because I come up with these great ideas and then 2 hours later I'll be like, what was that? So I hate when I do that. But yeah, keep a pen and paper, handy so you can write all your fantastic ideas down. So, and then kind of develop a sales plan. So how are you going to sell your stuff? Are you going to do craft shows? Are you just going to sell off social media? Are you pop-up events? How much of each product are you going to sell? So again, high level thoughts, like what you're thinking about. Order your supplies in advance if you can. So register for craft shows. Make sure to get in there. Sign up as early as you can for craft shows, because a lot of times, organizers will try to only have, a few candle vendors or a few soap vendors. You want to make sure you get there first so that they can turn away other people, not you. So research them. Facebook events is a great place to find things like that too. So sometimes your local chamber of commerce can tell you things where the shows are coming up. Asking people, what shows they've done, other crafters, maybe somebody that does jewelry, be like, what shows are best for you? You can ask them. They don't care. You're selling candles. You're not competing with them in jewelry. So they're going to tell you what was best for them, which may be good for you too. So register for your shows, if you can, create your email, social media, blog posts, that type of thing. You always want to kind of keep the freshest content possible. So sometimes that's easier to do more of the last moment. But if you know what you're promoting that week, it's easier. You can kind of create an email around it. You can set up templates too. If you're doing templates, that way you just have to pop into the template, like whatever picture you're going to promote and whatever verbiage, and do that. A lot of times on the social media, we use Sprout Social, which allows us to set up posts ahead of time and then launch them as needed, because you don't need to see like 400 posts from us in one day. So we'll break that up over, a time period. So you can do that too. If you don't have a bookkeeping system, develop a bookkeeping system, some way to keep records, keep control of your costs and everything. Super, super important. I know it's horrible and it's a boring thing to do. I hate all that admin stuff too, but it's absolutely necessary. You have to do it. So, and then in October, so the organized holiday shoppers, so they shift from fall into holidays. They're thinking about who they have to buy. Excuse me, sorry. Who's on their Christmas list, who's been good, who's been naughty, who they have to buy for what they have to buy. The organized people are out now. So your marketing focus should be like autumn, holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, solstice, whatever's out there that you're going to celebrate. And then for your planning, make a plan in October to sell or discount your Halloween items, unless you can repurpose them. So if you're doing, like we were saying, the black jars, you can put like cute Halloween labels on it. If it's something that you could just relabel for like holiday sales, same candle, just relabel for holiday instead of Halloween, repurpose them or sell or discounted them. So like a skull mold, you can't repurpose that. A skull's a skull, it's always going to be a skull. Put that on sale, and that way you don't have to carry it till the next year. And then really ramp up your production, because things get busy quick. So you can have, you can sign up for craft shows every single weekend, and then one weekend you sell out of absolutely everything, which would be fantastic. That's a fantastic show. But then you're going into the next weekend with nothing. So ramp up your production, try to make, I always say, if you can make as much as possible while you can, and then just focus on selling it, you're in great shape. So, but a lot of us don't get inspired till the last minute. We work good under pressure. We're a last minute inspiration. Our best thoughts come at the last minute. So sometimes you only have a few days. So, and that seems to be all of us, myself included. So, and then again, for October, create your email, social media, blog posts, do that mind map, write down some ideas for October. Think about what you think about in October, events that are happening, things you're going to be making, take those pictures and kind of post them up there so that you have them out there and they're all done. And then we move on into November and December. So in November, everyone is holiday shopping. So it's time to sell your stuff. So hopefully you've ramped up your production, you're ready to go. You're just out there selling. So your marketing focus should be, think about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, gift guides, kits, sets, combos, all of that type of thing. I don't really recommend in the handmade industry running like crazy sales, like everywhere else is going to have crazy sales, this and that. That's great for commodity items, because, if somebody's buying that 52-inch TV, they're probably going to shop it a bit, and like whoever with the lowest price wins. But you have a handmade item. It's your item. Nobody else has it. You're not really competing against, other people with your item, because it's your item and only you have it. So you don't have to think about like running crazy sales or whatever. But then again, you could launch special things. Okay, so on Black Friday, we're going to have all of our, black candle jars on sale, or we're going to have whatever, I'm trying to think of black skincare, all your charcoal products, all your charcoal masks and stuff like that. So for Black Friday, however you want to think about it, create special promotions, not necessarily like sales. Only run a sale when you want to, if you've made too much and you have 1,000 Christmas candles and it's Black Friday, and you may or may not sell them, you could run a little sale to decrease your inventory. So, but think about like special promotions, not necessarily sales and discounting. Try to keep up with, on your planning, try to keep up with your production. If you sell out at a show and you need to make more, try to keep up with all that stuff. Again, I put this every month, create your email, social media, blog post, get it done before Black Friday weekend. That way you can just roll in there and keep selling. So keep stuff in your car, sell out of your car. So like, just people will always want stuff. It's the holidays and they're looking for like really cool things. Handmade stuff is always really cool things, and people are looking for that because you can't just go to like a box store and buy that and everything. So And then use the upcoming holidays as sales engines. So make sure you have this. People are looking to buy things. Perfect opportunity to show them what you have and the benefits of what you have, and that way they can either buy for themselves or gift it. So, and then in December, you have the late or last minute holiday shoppers or anybody in this crazy candle and soap business. We're all included in there. So your marketing focus should be ready to give gifts. Again, those gift sets, the combos, gift baskets. And then even like people are thinking Valentine's Day, like towards Christmas and stuff like that. They get sick of the holiday rush, and Valentine's Day is like a whole new breath of fresh air for holidays. So they're even thinking about that. So in your planning, run sales or discounts on your holiday items, like when your major after Black Friday weekend, or maybe even Black Friday weekend, if you have, enough inventory to do that. You can also plan, like make special things at, special prices. And this is my things, my special offers that are going to be during, Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. So reduce your inventory. You want to sell out as much as possible. Sales are never, maybe in some markets, but usually we are very fourth quarter heavy in this business. So sales are best in, October, November, December. So going into January, you don't want to have a lot of leftover products. You want to start creating new products for the new year. Think about Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and spring and florals and stuff like that. So all your spicy candles or spicy products, reduce them and run some sales. Start planning out your next year's, your Valentine products and promotions. And even it's not too early, even at that point, late December, to start thinking about like Mother's Day, St. Patrick's Day, whatever else, Easter is all in there too. So it's nice. It's kind of a break from the holidays because the holidays get crazy. And then, of course, we always have our, it's going to be 2023 strategic planning seminar on December 31st. So where we kind of review the year. And what went on and what to focus on, that type of thing. We review the year and we also plan out the year ahead. So year will be gone, 2023 will be gone by then. So it's time think about 2024. So, and that's about it. Like I said, I posted the link to this in the chat. If you guys have any questions, you can pop them in the comments. So Carrie says she needs to know how to create email blasts. Yeah. So we use our email program that we use is a product called Klaviyo. It's Klayvio. It's very, very easy to use. It's a great program. It's very robust and everything like that. So MailChimp is also good. We've used that in the past. That is excellent as well. They make it really, really easy because they have templates and you just pop in your products there, send it out. They make it really easy. So, and then, so you just think about what things you want to put on there and send out your email blast. So anyway, all right. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. So now some things that will help you, I think. So set your goals yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. Determine why you need these goals, what's in your way of getting it done. So this is also a great time if you're stuck on anything. If anything's holding you back from selling your products in the fall, now's a good time to fix that. Figure out where you need to reach out to get help to get unstuck and get the help you need and that type of thing. So now's a very good time to do that. That way you can make a strategy for what you need to do too. And then each day, write down the 3 most important things to get done. Like what has to be done, at least 3 to 5. 3 is good. That way you make sure to get them done. Get them done first. And then you have the rest of your day. Review your progress as often as you need. So like on your calendars and stuff like that, review your progress. Determine what's going well, what needs attention, how you're making out on things and that type of thing. More often is better than never. I look at my calendar every single morning just to make sure I'm on track and everything, getting done what I need to get done. Is a big one. I see this a lot with my customers. So stop with the self-limiting beliefs. So self-limiting beliefs are the things that you tell yourself that hold you back. Like I can't sell them because of this or that. My prices are too high and I can't sell. All the things that you think are holding you back, but they're not really. They are self-limiting beliefs. Stop doing that. That's a bad habit. Embrace your strengths. Get help where it's needed. Get through and do it. So beware of toxic people and energy vampires. This is a big one too. People that tell you that you can't do it because of this or that. People that come up to your craft show booth and be like, oh, I can buy wax melts at the dollar store. So yeah, get a free headache with it too, because it's not good stuff. So, but be aware of those people. Try to get them, avoid or eliminate them, even if they're your family. So that's a big one. Eat healthy, get good sleep. With food, garbage in, garbage out. You want to make sure you eat, get good sleep, and that type of thing. It's hard to be on your A game if your basic needs aren't met. So, I was just having this conversation with Christine this morning. I'm like, self care is so much work, like eating and this and all this stuff that needs to keep yourself going. Hydrating, it's been a big thing this summer, like keeping hydrated. So, you need to take care of all that stuff. So, easier than said than done, but and then be aware of your competition, but don't focus on them. Focus on you. Focus on what you're doing. So a lot of people just like to analyze their competitors, and this one's doing this and that. You're so busy doing that, you can't be you and do what you're doing. So focus on you and what you're doing, not what they're doing. And then get out of your own head. Sometimes you can get very overwhelmed. The season's very overwhelming. You get overwhelmed, and then it's like, I can't do anything. I have so much to do that I just can't even do anything. So get out of your own head. So don't paralyze yourself by trying too hard or thinking too hard. Try to define your limits, and then go out and get inspired. Whatever, go out shopping. You don't necessarily have to spend. You can go window shopping, but go find something that's inspiring. Go for a hike. Do whatever to just get yourself out of your own head. Reset your mind frame. Kind of like rebooting your computer. Your computer gets all slow and everything, and it doesn't do anything really well. You reboot it, it comes up fresh. Sometimes you need a brain reboot too. So don't be afraid to do that. It's better off. You'll be more productive if you just take whatever time it needs to reboot your brain and then get back at it. And then big one, ask for help when stuck. Don't stay stuck on things. Ask for help. Reach out. Try to find help. So this is big. I wish I knew it earlier in life and stuff like that. So I felt like I had to have all the answers when I had my own business, but you never do. No business person does. And it's, the longer people have been in business, the more questions they have and the less, answers they seem to have for everything, because they're used to reaching out and getting help. But when you first start out, it's like, oh, I have to know everything. Nope, reach out and get help. So don't be afraid to do that. So those are a few things that I read in books and practiced for years and stuff like that to try to help me be as absolutely as successful as I can be. And hopefully it helps you too. So just a couple things. So yeah. And then any questions, you can put them in the chat. We'll answer them later and stuff like that. But this should give you guys a lot of things to do. So there's a lot out there. So I know that these checklists I go by, and we've been doing this stuff too. We've been looking through all of our stuff. We have a lot of, we're going to have a warehouse clean out special on Labor Day weekend. So a lot of things that we have here that just need to get up on our site and go out of here. So look forward to that. And we'll have a lot of new things too. So, because we've been working on all this stuff. So good luck, everybody. I hope this was helpful. So good luck in your selling season. We're here. If you have any questions or need anything, feel free to give us a call or reach out through email. Make sure to subscribe to our social media and like it. It takes 2 minutes to see new things. Sometimes that helps you get out of your own head too. So thank you all for attending, and join us next week for another fun-filled episode. Bye, everybody.